The victorious Badgers of Wisconsin are with us. Ethan Happ, Vito Brown represent the student body. Coach Greg Gard is here. We're going to ask him to make a statement on the game that just concluded, and then we'll go to questions for all three gentlemen on the dais. Greg, please.
Thank you. Extremely happy for our guys from a standpoint of, as I told them after the game, I wasn't sure 3 months ago that if we could have counted on our defense, or 5 months ago, to win a game. But this game obviously came down to being able to get stops defensively when offensively the gears were grinding. We were having a hard time putting the ball in the basket, but to be able to defensively lock down and really play probably defensively as well as we played in a long time, and then get on the glass the second half was the two reasons I think we won this game. To be able to get to the free throw line, control the glass most of the second half, get to the offensive glass, and then to be able to turn the points in the paint tide from the first half to the second half. Obviously, the defensive job is obvious when you look at numbers that Vito did here on Michael Young as well as other guys, and the job we did on Artis, two terrific players that the more and more film I watched, I was a little nervous about our defense, but obviously these guys have done a phenomenal job. Extremely proud of how they've worked and battled and keep finding a way, and that's obviously this time of year. It's you find a way to get things done and move on to what's next.
First question is back on the left-hand side. This will be number 2 right here. Go, please.
Coach, what'd you think of Ethan's debut performance in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I'll be able to find things on film that he asked me if he could still keep the 2 plays I put in for him, even though we had a couple turnovers, right, Ethan, on him. But no, I thought he really got us going in the second half. We tried to get some things going to the rim. We wanted to get a lot of paint touches. We needed to get to the free throw line, and that's how this team has kind of grown in its identity through the year, of really playing in the paint and growing and maturing in there. And obviously he's one that's grown up a lot throughout the year. But for him to step onto this stage and do what he did and produce and help us, help his team get this victory is obviously important for his growth, but more importantly, it's great for our team.
Right-hand side.
For Vito, could you describe, please, the three-pointer with a couple minutes to go off that offensive rebound, and just how big of a shot that was? And then for Greg, just how often were you able to get what you wanted offensively, regardless of the missed shots?
Vito, first, please, regarding the shot.
First off, to be able to keep the ball alive, that was the biggest thing, and we knew at that moment of the game we had to make them pay for every mistake that they make. So, it was an open shot. I was 10 toes to the rim, so I was just ready to shoot it. And I think from then on, that helped us with our momentum, and we were able to get another stop in the next play.
Well, I thought for the most part the shot quality was pretty good. I obviously go through the film tonight and evaluate and grade every shot, but I thought for the most part we got pretty good looks. There were several times, and I won't go through individually, but we had a chance to finish around the rim. We had perimeter players get there on dribble drives. We were able to touch the post, whether it was off a cut or a direct post feed, that we didn't finish and complete plays inside. And that's an area that this team has tried to grow through and mature as the year's gone on. So we were able to make enough. Obviously, the three-point play there at the end that Ethan had was a big one, and be able to finish that play. But that's an area that this group has tried to grow in terms of finishing inside. But I think for the most part, I thought the shots we took were decent, and the threes for the most part were wide open. That we got a little jump shot happy early. I thought early we didn't touch the post enough early in the game as they ran out to that 12-3 lead or so. But I thought as the game settled in a little bit, we got better at touching the post, and we went back to a few more set calls to make sure the ball went in, and then played inside out. And obviously you still got to make enough shots to get things done, but the quality I think I'm pretty satisfied with.
2 questions in the front row. Go.
I have a little bit of a different question for each one of you. Ethan, you came into the team this year and no one really knew who you were, yet you led us tonight with 15 points and really did what you had to do when it mattered. What has it been like to really have gotten such a huge role in this team so quickly? And to Greg, what has it been like watching Ethan develop as quickly as he has? And then to Vito, can you teach Ethan to shoot the three-pointer, please?
Ethan first.
I mean, I got to credit my teammates for helping me along the process of the season. I've had good games, I've had bad games, and they've told me not to get too high or too low, and coaches echoed that to me as well. And then in the second half of the season, coach started, kind of getting a point to get me the ball a little bit more, and that kind of helped me take another step up the ladder that I needed to. And I think those are two of the biggest things.
Well, I think as he said, he's matured as the year's gone on. I think he's figured some things out. He's gone through the typical pattern that a freshman does. There's games when he looks like a junior or senior, and there's games when he looks like a freshman. So sometimes it's within the 4 minute between media timeouts. He changes back and forth. But I think he's become much more consistent, probably since our Nebraska game at home, I think is where I really noticed him turn the corner in terms of becoming more consistent. And he didn't play well in that game, but he was able to rebound from that. And since then, I've seen more of a consistent demeanor with him. He doesn't get frustrated as quickly and as easily as he did early in the year. And like I said, it's not anything I haven't seen any other freshman go through. The biggest thing for him was to stick to it and not deviate from the plan and the process, and he's done a good job of that.
Front row again.
Oh, am I not answering? Or was that a question? Was that even a question? Yeah, we plan on making him threethin this summer, so we're going to keep working with him. He's going to help me on the inside, and I can help him with his shot. So we're rooming together all the time, so, we'll work on it.
First one is for Vito. Great game tonight. Obviously, you did very well on defense, keeping the guys to low scoring, tough shots. Offensively, you also stepped up. One of the best shooting percentages on the team tonight. Would you consider this one of your best overall games this year? And how has the previous experience in the tournament helped you with that? I also have a question for you.
I don't look at it as a individual performance. I think it was a team effort all the way through. Whether or not it was guys squeezing off of other guys and helping me on the inside, or just boxing out, because I wasn't always boxing out like I should. So they really picked up for me in that way. But then, last year definitely helps. I played a few seconds here and there, but I still got to know what it was like. I got to know how hard teams do go, and it was no different this game.
Straight back.
This question's for Ethan and Greg. In a game where points were at such a premium, to see Vito hit a couple of the big three-pointers like he did, Ethan, from your perspective, what was it like to see when your teammates hit a big shot like that? And Greg, from your perspective as a coach, what did that give you?
Ethan first, please.
Vito's my brother. We've been rooming together for 2 years now, and I was so proud of him. He's been my older brother since I stepped on campus, and to see him hit those big shots when we run down the court, giving him a high five, I was really happy for him.
I think anytime you can get a boost like that, and again, to be able to score off an offensive rebound, whether it was getting fouled off the offensive rebound as we did late with Nigel, or we were able to find open three-point shooters, anytime you can see the ball go in, it's always good for the confidence and, good for the soul. So obviously to be able to get enough of them to go in, I think we were a little bit better offensively the second half. We were very good defensively both halves. It's always it's a welcome sign, and obviously Vito, how he's grown and matured. We talked about Ethan's growth and maturity, but how far this kid has come from a year ago when he came into the game to give Frank Kaminsky a cup of water, and then he was right back out before, right, Vito?
Yeah,
So for what he's been able to contribute and help this team grow with this year is obviously a huge compliment to him.
Right-hand side, gentlemen.
Hi, guys. This will be a good segue because Vito, you said yesterday, I asked you how many meaningful minutes you played during the tournament. You said meaningful, none. And Ethan, you were redshirting. I wonder what your coach, what his role is, what the bond was like last year to keep you guys, up and feeling a part of the whole thing, which of course you were, but behind the scenes, and to help him get his first NCAA tournament win now. How special is that part of it that you kind of, a milestone for him?
Vito first, then Ethan.
Like you said, it's easy to get discouraged, when you're not playing. And I know he was redshirting, and that was tough for him. But in the same token, what's most important is the team's victory. And, whether or not, it's meaningful minutes or seconds, it's a purpose why we went out there. And whether or not it was to get Frank a cup of water, that's what he needed, and so that's what the team needed. And we're fine with that. And we also knew that our time would come for this, and we would be counted on someday. So we never got down on ourselves about that.
On getting Coach Garda's first NCAA win, I mean, it's easy to play for a guy like that who I tell all my friends and family how much time he puts in watching film other teams, not only that, but practice film of us. And when a guy cares that much, it's easy to play hard for him.
We are halfway through this session. We have 4 questions up. Go ahead.
This is for any of you guys over here on the left. Crazy things happen. That's why it's called March Madness, as we saw with Michigan State. Is tonight's game just kind of a perfect example of it's just about advancing and moving on? Sometimes it doesn't matter how great you play. It's just about getting that win, right?
Vito, you want to take that one?
Yeah, like you said, it's not always going to be pretty. And, we saw our fellow Big Ten brother get knocked out today. And I think, that was good for us to see in the sense that we know anything is possible. Like you said, any team can beat any team. So we definitely went out there knowing that Pittsburgh was going to come at us real hard, and we did a good job of counteracting that.
Back left.
Ethan, I know this was your 35th game of the season, but your first in the NCAA tournament. Were you playing through any nerves at all tonight?
Yeah, there was definitely. I mean, I've been waiting to do this since I was a little kid. So anytime you get accomplish a goal, a dream you've had, you're going to be a little nervous. And it just lasted a few possessions. I was a little too excited, and I think once we had that first media timeout after like 6-7 minutes in, I think that's when I started kind of settle down a little bit.
Standing up in the back on the right.
For Greg over here. After Ethan hit that first free throw, were you guys debating whether to have him miss the next one intentionally, and how did that sequence play out?
Yes, we were. But then we told him to go make it. But then he missed it. But then we got the offensive rebound. So, hey, it worked out great. Missed it, ran off more time, and he got the ball back, and went back to the free throw line. So, just how we drew it up.
On the right.
Yeah, we were debating on it, and we decided we were going to go ahead and let him make it, and then play it out from there.
On the right again.
For any of you, what did you think of the crowd that was here tonight? I mean, Badger fans always travel well, but tonight it seemed like they were getting behind you a lot.
Vito first, then Ethan.
Yeah, I looked in the pregame and I didn't see, it was kind of sparse out there, so I wasn't sure. And then all of a sudden we were making that run back in the second half. I was like, when did all these people get here? It's crazy. And it felt like we were really at the Kohl Center, and I think that was a big part of our success tonight.
First of all, thank you to the fans that came out, because it was like a home game. I mean, because there weren't as many Pitt fans for sure, and whenever we were, making a run, you can feel the energy and feed off of it.
Straight back.
Coach, I saw you before the game. You definitely had your game face on. Mm-hmm. How different was this experience for you now as the head coach? We talked about it before we left Madison, but how different was it, and how good does it feel to get that first victory?
Oh, it was definitely different. I probably had the same pregame nerves that Ethan did. It's my first lap through this too. So it was once we got going. It really probably hit me yesterday when we came for our open shoot around. Like, holy smokes, you're the guy that has to walk around and change all the drills and do that and do all the interviews. And then this morning too when we came for our shoot around. So when you caught me, I was probably doing my nervous pace. Collecting my thoughts before I went to talk to the team. But these guys have made this transition as easy as anything could be in terms of how they've responded, how they've worked. They've answered challenges for the most part that we've thrown on the table for them throughout the year. So, but it's an exciting time. I mean, it'd be something wrong with me if I wasn't a little giddy and wound a little tight before the game. So, it's an exciting time of year. This is like what these guys work for. They put a lot of time in to hopefully be in this position, and you always want to make sure you seize the opportunity, and these guys did a terrific job of that tonight.
Way in the back.
This is for Ethan. You were visibly frustrated after the Nebraska game, saying you didn't do what the coaches wanted you to. Would you say that you did what they wanted you to do tonight?
In the grand scheme of things, I didn't shy away from contact, But I know going through film and watching the game, there's going to be a good amount of mistakes by me, and I'm sure we'll watch that a few times. But I think from what Coach told me to do from the Nebraska game, I think I applied those in the game a little bit more.
Left-hand side.
Ethan, you had 15 points, 12 in the second half, but you also had 9 rebounds, big defensive rebounds. You had 3 dimes, some big ones to set up Vito. How happy are you that you were able to contribute in so many different ways in this win?
I mean, it's nice to hear those numbers, I guess, but at the end of the day, you're just playing the game and doing anything you can to help your team win. I mean, if I score 0 points and have 0 assists and our team still wins, then I'm at the same level of happiness, I guess.
Right-hand side here.
Greg, forgive me if you've been asked already, but have you heard from Bo? And
After the
maybe
game?
did you before the game, and have you since?
I haven't checked my phone yet, so I've been doing all the media requirements, so I haven't had a chance to check my phone. But before, yeah, he said good luck, all those type of things. I'm sure he's watching or would be watching, but I haven't checked. I haven't got to my cell phone yet since after the game.
Front row.
Coach Guard, you guys only shot 25% in the first half, which is pretty below par for you guys. Did you have to say anything to the guys to keep them focused and keep them going at halftime, or did they take it upon themselves to really buckle down and go back out for the second half ready to play?
Well, all we talked about was, as long as we were getting good looks and the quality of the shot was good, the ball was going to go in. The biggest thing we talked about at halftime was there were points and times in that first half I didn't think we matched their physicality. And that's what we had talked about for 4 days since Selection Sunday of how physical this game was going to be. And every time we played Pitt, it's been a very similar type of game. Scores fluctuated a little bit in the years we played them, but it's been a very similar type, 15 feet and in, extremely physical. Buckets are hard to come by. So it was just a matter of making sure we continue to be solid defensively, but we needed to win more physical battles. And I thought that's where we were much better tonight than we were a week ago in the Big Ten tournament. We battled better tonight, and we were on the floor more tonight, and we were more physical in the paint. And that ended up being the difference between what we did on the glass and then what we were able to do defensively.
We have time for 2 more questions. They're both going to come from the back and the right. Go.
This is for both Vito and Ethan. If you could describe maybe in just one word what your emotions were once Nigel hit that second free throw to ice the game, what would you say?
Go ahead.
Vito, you go first.
Ecstatic. That's why my voice is a little bit gone, because I was yelling so hard, harder than I had this whole season when he got that rebound.
It's going to be weird but nervous because I wasn't aware that we were up by 4. I thought we were only up by 3. So it wasn't like a selfish, like trying to get a steal at the end there. I was just trying to stop them from making like a game-tying full quarter.
Final question. Go.
Ethan, you said you had the nerves at the beginning of the game, but the second half, did you really feel things click and start to get going for you at the beginning there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Coach did a good job of calling up some plays for me, and then my teammates got the ball into me. And anytime you have confidence from your teammates and your coaches, the only thing left for you to do is put the ball in the hoop. So it was kind of a shaky start for me, but then things started to flow in the second half.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. Congratulations. We will see you all tomorrow.